is, at the end of every month, it's always funny to see the flurry of, texts from different Facebook groups I'm just a member of, even though I'm not active on most of them, because who has time, right? There's like 500 different Facebook Vella groups. But I am just curious what you guys think of the sense of community around Vella versus traditional publishing, or versus basically what we had before Vella, which was just ebooks, Smashwords, Kindle Unlimited. Like, do you see that as the community sense of community around Vella? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it the same, or is it different? Like, how would you compare the sort of Vella community, as it were, to what you've experienced in both traditional publishing or just before Vella came around?
I know that most of the people on Vella are like me. They're interacting because they want other people to at least unlock their episodes, whether they read them or not, because I'm pretty sure they don't all read them. I know I don't. But there is a community. If somebody asks a question, they get an answer, maybe a bunch of answers. I've not seen a community like that for Smashwords or anything else. Certainly not for Amazon. Amazon's been about what the hell is wrong with your interface, But no, you have to work really hard to get an answer from the Amazon community, and uh, and like I said, it's all writers supporting writers for no other reason to get reads. But there is a community of sorts, at least on Facebook. I don't know about anywhere else because I don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I do like the way I'll see in my feed random questions that Vella writers run into, and if I can help them, I do. But just as often, I'll see a new tip that I didn't know about,
mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I found a surprising amount of value, even though it's not like I'm deeply connected to every single Facebook group, but I do like that sense of community that I kind of agree with you, Charlotte. I don't see that. I haven't really run into that before.
I don't think we ever had the opportunity to communicate that this much with so many different authors who are literally working for the same publisher.
Yeah.
I cannot think of any time. And like you, John, I've got some really good tips. Linktree. I first heard about Linktree.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea it existed, so naturally I shared it with y'all. But I thought, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool, that's useful, and I do like that camaraderie, that we're all in this sinking boat together kind of feel that you a lot of them too. And once I get some other things cleared away, I hope to get back to doing that. But there's some pros and cons of everything, but it is certainly, I think, a unique experience in my um,
Yeah.
history with publishing.
Well, and I guess, you kind of touch on one of the hard things about having a community outside of something like Vella is, like you said, we all have the same publisher right now, essentially. But yeah, so if you're in a situation where, you're publishing through this small press and other people are publishing through their own, whatever
Mm-hmm.
imprint or whatever, it is harder to have that shared
Mm-hmm.
community. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah. Um, so just, yeah, and kind of on the same vein, like, it's fun to commiserate because I want to say almost anyone who's been on Vela as long as we have or longer has run into at least one nightmarish, frustrating story with dealing with Amazon KDP, customer service,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And so it is nice to have somebody else who either knows what you're going through, or even better, knows what you're going through and figured out a way around it, or a way to resolve it. So
So it does seem to be a unique experience for those of us involved. It's just never, something like Vella has happened. There have been serialized fiction, but there's never been that community of the people creating it before. I think of the old pulp magazines where they would, the letters column. So they'd write in and say, I really like this book, this story by so-and-so. And then they'd start a, dialogue that way. But this is just so, well, it's instantaneous for one thing. And
yeah.
it's an interesting concept. And I'm curious to see where it goes. And I'd like to know what Amazon thinks about it.
Yeah, yeah. If
We'd
they
all
if
like
they
to know a lot more about what Amazon does.
Yes.
Yeah, they're about as transparent as the muddy bottom of a river. So
On Mars.
on
Uh-huh.
Mars.
It can be a little obscure at times.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just was having those thoughts because of yesterday. I was seeing some interesting posts by some people. One of my favorite groups is Kindle Vella Creative Community Group. You know, and I like how, you know, I don't know. I just like the way they interact and the way it's not transactional, but just kind of all everyone trying to help out and just, you know, give tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Okay, well, that wraps up this video, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to get a sense for where we were all at in terms of that feeling of community. Yeah,